Hi, YouTube. Merry Christmas Eve Eve. It's December 23rd. We're playing more Phoenix Wright. It's court day. And I just want to remind you all that the in-game day yesterday was January 6th, and Pearl was nowhere to be found. So I'm just saying that the joke about Pearl storming the Capitol on January 6th could now actually be true because she doesn't have an alibi. And now the day is, I think, January 7th. So if she shows up today on January 7th, I'm gonna lose my mind. And that's all I'm gonna say. I keep forgetting I play this with a controller. That's all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna lose my mind. Pearl definitely broke into Nancy Pelosi's office. Yeah. She shows up with a black eye. She shows up with the face paint or whatever they had on. Yeah, happy holiday, YouTubes. This is going up tomorrow, so this is going up on Christmas Eve. So this is my gift to you. YOLO Swag Brownie, thank you for the sub. Y'all, this is my job. This is my job, to sit here and say thank you, YOLO Swag Brownie, for this sub, for the Twitch sub. This is my job. Thank you. Also, just a reminder, I'm still a little sick and my throat gets scratchy and annoying when I'm sick, so I probably am not going to do any crazy voices today, except for the French one, because the French one is very funny. But just a heads up, I'm trying to preserve my voice as much as I can. So, probably no fun voices. Anthoan. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. What in the Nancy Drew Velma crossover? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is Maggey. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? I'm standing by that it was a hologram. I'm standing by, because they said this guy, the guy that died, Greg, what's his name? Greg Elgin or something? Elgin, I forgot his name. He's a programmer and he was wearing a thing. Glenn Elg, thank you. His name is Glenn Elg. I stand by that this is a projection. That's what I'm saying. That's my theory that I'm standing by. But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggey. Detective Gumshoe. Are you doing all right? How are you feeling? The way he checks up on her, that should be me. That should be me. As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggey. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you. Yes? You'd better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggey's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective. You're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggey out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. He's always the first witness. Game theory. It's 5 a.m. where I live. I haven't slept yet. Girl, go to bed. I fell asleep at 8:30 p.m. last night. And I will say it was probably mostly because of the NyQuil. But I love bed. Go to bed, girl. Girl, go to bed. Girl, leave my chat. Girl, I'm gonna ban you from my Twitch chat. Go to bed. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, all right? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? Whatever you say, dada. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. It will not. It will not. Bye, Mr. T. Enjoy your nap. Happy holidays. Oh, Kudo's here? Kudo's here to brown his pants from all of the coffee he's drinking. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggey Byrde. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What did I say? Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Ah. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, use a talking to me. Use a talking to me. Excuse me. It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Kudo, your opening statement, please. Fuck it, it was the fuck yous guys. Yous are talking to me. I, like you, Avery, do not see the appeal of this dude. Of Kudo? Yeah, he's not for me, but also, like, my type is, like, tall dorks. Like, I want a tall, skinny dork. Like, I don't want a buff guy. I want a fucking dork. There's a guy at There's a guy at the UPS store down the street from me. I've had the biggest crush on him since I moved here. He's just a tall dork. That's like my type. That's my type. I don't want muscles. I don't want muscles. In fact, I want like some tummy fat for me to hold on to and like hug. I love a tall fucking dork, dude. I just want a tall squishy dork. That's all I want. When Avery describes me, oh, I want a fucking loser. Not a loser, but like, that's just my type. I don't know how to describe, that's just my type. Like I want a tall, out of shape dork with weird hobbies, like building Gundams or something. I want a tall dork that builds Gundams or makes woodworking or like paints minifigs for like Warhammer. That's my type, dude. You described my husband. I am not a home wrecker. I am a girl's girl. But if things don't work out for y'all, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Avery Grant. We're not even playing Phoenix Wright anymore. But like, I don't want muscles and a chiseled jaw. I want a tall, out of shape fucking dork with bad posture and weird hobbies. That's what I want. And like a ton of information about one thing specifically. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Well, the thing is, like, it's kind of awkward when you like someone who's working, because, like, they're working. So it's their job to be nice to you, kind of thing, you know? So it's kind of hard for me to be like, he's flirting with me, when he's literally just like, have a good day. And I'm like, oh my God, he wants me. I've also been asked out at work before, and it's so uncomfortable. So, like, find someone unemployed, then they're never working. But how do you find someone unemployed? I need me a nice, tall, out of shape, unemployed man. Why are they so hard to find? Mr. Trite, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. She wants the IT guy special. I did date an IT guy once. He was the nicest boyfriend I ever had. It was when I lived in New Zealand. He was the nicest boyfriend I ever had. I actually just saw him at Holly's wedding a year ago when I went back to New Zealand. I saw him there. He was really nice. He's like married with a kid now, I think. But he was the nicest boyfriend I ever had. It just didn't work out. It was like the only relationship I've had where things didn't go like apocalyptic bad. It just didn't work out. But he's lovely. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. I feel that in my soul. There was one person at UPS that I would see a lot, and I was like, I want to be your friend so bad, but you're in your place of work, and I don't know if you're nice to me because work, or you would also like to be friends. I know! Because I don't want to be like, hey, you want to go on a date while you're working? Because then it's like, you're put in the position of like, wanting to say no, but then also being like, I'm on the job, and I don't want to make this awkward. Like, what if she asks to speak to my manager or something? You know? I don't know. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Kudo, please summon your first witness. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. How do you know if you're repeating something or not if you weren't there at the first one? Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. The occupation? Dick Gumshoe. This is my man. Is this too much to ask for? I want me a gumshoe. I need me a gumshoe. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. They gave him too many bananas. No! He died from bananas. No. Hi, Lebos, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. Not again! Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. Oh, I'm gonna have to point something out in the floor plans, aren't I? I bet the old man's gonna come and be like, I saw everything, but then he was sitting like at that table that's hidden or whatever. That's what I think. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poison coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of coffee. What? Oh my God. Okay. Hear me out. I'm theorizing. Okay. So he's a programmer. This is my theory. He's a programmer. He made that thing on his eye. It cast a projection. And then when he drank, Maggey said that she saw the guy. When he drank the coffee, his head slammed onto the side of his face with the eye thing and broke it. So the thing went away. So the projection went away. And then the old man and the waiter hear a noise and come out and are like, what happened? And he's alone because it broke the projection thing. I've cracked the case. Don't talk to me. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. That was fast. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Speaking of my man, she's cooking, mama. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo, a pervert. Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Très bien. Blueprints of the crime scene, X equals victim C. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Usually I only ever have to press him. Have a good sleep. Get some good rest. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Byrde might have had, well, some kind of a motive. What was her motive again? I don't remember. Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Okay. Goku came in and slam dunked him. I think that's what happened too. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at the table. Glenn Elg was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. Miss Byrde might have had a motive. Can I press him on this? Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. Objection. You know what my golden rule is, detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. Gulp. Maybe a lullaby was playing on the radio. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Byrde's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. But the wrong lottery ticket was taken, so I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. But they didn't take the right one. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then is it possible Maggey stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Yeah? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Huh. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Order. She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I'd better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggey. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. You really think there are any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. The Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line? I don't have a whole lot of options right now. Best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Victim was alone at his table. I understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio. So he was listening to the lottery numbers on the radio before Maggey came out. So how would she know that he won the lottery if she was still in the kitchen getting the coffee? Right? He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggey told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Press harder? Yeah. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in the coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. Excuse me. B, thank you for gifting us up to Lemon. That's so sweet. Lemon, welcome back. Enjoy your emotes. You guys making me fart so much today. Oh my god, you guys. I think I'm just gonna start pressing everything. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Byrde. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And I'm a little gassy. Just a little holiday IBS. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press harder? Yeah! Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Huh. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations. Trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. Hey, could you maybe present the evidence before I have to start cross-examining? That would be so cool. A ticket looks more like a photo to me. Yes. A one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Wright, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? He gave me the ick just now. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen. The guy Glenn Elk was listening to the radio. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. So traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection.
Huh. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? Sugar? It could have been in sugar. The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Oh, okay. Seems the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? It seems like every time I press harder, Kudo is like, I have some more evidence you haven't seen before. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. Well, it's in his autopsy report that it was in his system. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Isn't withholding evidence, like, kind of bad? Isn't that, like, kind of not good? Yes, that piece. Well, what piece was it again? Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in the cup. Is that lipstick? The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. Not my nudes, Prosecutor Kudo. No. Those were for Maggey. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggey's fingerprints. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. Judge, what are you doing? I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggey is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. How are they allowed to just hide it? How are they allowed to just hang on to it? Isn't it all supposed to be presented at the same time? Yeah, Pearl's already snatched it. Pearl's already snatched it and cashed it in. She's already on her way to Miami. He's got more evidence against Maggey? This is the apron of the delightful Miss Byrde. The delightful Miss Byrde was wearing at the time. Wow, it's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Huh. It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? It's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggey's pocket? Yeah, and Maggey's prints were the only ones on it. What? That's insane. Maybe you shouldn't say that you can be bought for a price as low as $500,000. As low as $500,000. And he's a judge. The court will accept these items into evidence. Worn by Maggey at the time of the incident, has a small pocket but big stains. Deadly powdery poison bears Maggey's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Kudo. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. As someone who has literally drinking ketchup for a charity incentive, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all. Oh, I thought everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence, they have all been clearly established. Well, Wright, it seems you really are a phony after all. Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Ooh, Phoenix. Phoenix. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Oh, this is a new one. Okay. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggey had passed out from shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggey was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. There's another lottery ticket missing from the crime scene. Because... No, that's not true, because What's-His-Face already took one. What's-His-Face took another one. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Tribble. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. What do I prove that another one's missing, though? I don't have any proof that he took anything. I'm gonna press it. Show the badge. Show the badge. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah. Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Ding, 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 bitch! Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just gonna let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little. Except for Gumshoe. But he didn't know it was $1. Hi, Harley! He gets a new haircut and his selfie's like... Hi, Harley, my sunshine. How are you, BB? Yeah. He took a lottery ticket thinking it was the $500,000 one. So why would we let him slide? He didn't know how much was on it. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. It's true. Maggey and Gumshoe are like dumb and dumb. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Missed something obvious. No, that's not the photo I wanted. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. It is still larceny, but they're saying like, oh, he took the ticket, but it was only $1, so we don't care. But it's like the point is that he thought he was taking the $500,000 ticket, so it should matter. Like that is his motive also. So. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. We're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds. Seeds. Huh, it was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Okay, and? I guess not even the mighty Kudo can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Passed out from shock. It must have been real tough. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggey was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. Oh my god. I would have loved to see Maggey asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. 2003, you guys. 2003. You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. That's a funny joke because her last name is Bird. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Didn't have any identification on it. He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. God damn. What the hell? Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. How do you pay for the coffee if you only had 58 cents? Not the roast. The guy who died, who was killed, sounds like a miserable young man. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with a lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this? Oh. Ask about the bag. What sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Got the whole squad sagging. Ask about his health insurance. Ask who the CEO of his health insurance is. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Victim's prescription bag added to the court record. Victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. Huh. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? On the lottery ticket and bottle. I kind of want to also ask about the insurance. Because maybe they know what it was. I'm going to ask one more time. Oh, I can't. That was the only thing I could ask about. Okay, fine. When Maggey was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggey's pocket? Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. He's like, done. Kudo, I've entered an entire monkey and lion into the court record. Do not test me. A whole ass parrot also. Don't forget the parrot. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggey's pocket? It's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. Appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene, but I didn't see the bag. How'd they find the bag? Because where's the photo? The prescription bag isn't here, but they said they found it. Victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations. The bag is empty. I'm gonna use the bag, but I'm gonna save because I'm not entirely sure. And I'm already kind of on thin ice. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Let's fucking go, gamers! First try, let's go! I love when I get it first try. It feels so good. Let's go. Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal. She's insane. This is my version of a no-scope. Or like whatever Fortnite people do. This is my version of that. Is getting a puzzle first try. Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Why are you confused? She's literally Sherlock in his mind palace. She's literally super Hulock right now. Avery, how do? Avery do good. How do, Ivory? Order, order. Well, Mr. Kudo, what do you have to say to that? Huh, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic? Otolaryngological. That's something for his ears. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Kudo? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? When you rupture your eardrum, can you still hear? Because they were saying he was listening to the radio. Oh, ENT. Oh, I've been to an ENT a couple times for my acid reflux. You can poison people topically, the fuck? Hold on, I'll try it. JP's like, hold on. Let's try it. Wouldn't know, that's fair. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Ugh. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? I love when they give me the ability to save. I think it depends on how bad the rupture is, but your hearing would definitely be damaged. Okay. The only thing I can think to bring up is them saying he was listening to the radio. Only moments ago, Mr. Kudo made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. Objection. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. Objection. Why don't we get the doctor on the phone? Yeah, Kudo hates us. Kudo hates us because we force him to drink more and more coffee for him to shit his pants. He's just chugging coffee, dude. This man has no control of his bowels. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Kudo, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Kudo? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Oh, God. Y'all ready for the pervert? Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Huh. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Absolutely browning his pants right now, dude. Court is adjourned for recess. I just know that court smells so bad. 11, that's like the best thing you could give him. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick stretch break. Okay, we're back. My tea's refilled. I had a lozenge. I'm feeling good. I blew my nose. I'm feeling excellent. We're so back. Phew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. Tea is piping hot. Tea is piping hot with so much honey in it. With an unreal amount of honey in it. I don't know if you almost died, but okay. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggey. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. Oh, Maggey gets on my fucking nerve. Oh my God, woe is me. Boo-hoo. I've been accused of murder like 3 times. I don't care. Diva, I don't care. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Okay. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? She ain't no diva. She ain't no diva. Poor Gumshoe. I know, he's just up there telling the truth, doing his job. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. I'm so curious what we're gonna unwrap with him, because we are gonna get him to fold on something, you know? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Witness. This really is the Christmas trial. This is the Christmas case. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggey Byrde. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. What make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too. You don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. Oh, he doesn't have one. He's unemployed. My occupation? Listen, youngin. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. When was Japanifornia created? Back in my day. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of this incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh yes. Oh yes, I did. I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Put something in it? Every last detail. I saw it all. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ha! You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, I know this guy hates pronouns. I just know this guy hates pronouns. Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Can I press on him where he says, I saw the whole thing? Because I don't believe it. Young man was reading the sports paper. Serving girl brought her job, put something in it. Man took one sip, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. It's the serving girl right there. I remember her well. Oh, okay, I can't. So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elk? I wanted to know if Gutzin Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same sides of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Ha! I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? What if this whole time he was sitting in the park and he's just lying? Judge may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he is an ally. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. That's both nearsighted and farsighted. That means you can't fucking see, bitch. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw what the serving girl put into the Javachino as well. I bet I know what's coming up and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. White powder. Wouldn't you just tip it over and like tap on it? Girl, that's sugar. Why would you touch it with your fingers? Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Huh. A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume? So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Ugh. The man took one sip out of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. He took just one sip? You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then die. He needs to make TikToks with that one account where they're like, when you go to a store, don't ask for help, just leave. Be a man. If you can't find something in a store, don't ask for help, just leave. Be a man. If you're in pain, don't go to the doctor, just die. Be a man. That's him. Yeah, Boston Be a Man? Yeah, that's him. Congratulations, you have earned the title of baddiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death? Well, the potassium cyanide, I suppose, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that's possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is... That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her very well. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know, that's why you fucking go there. Ugh. A new addition to the list of Phoenix Wright characters I hope die. We got another one. She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit, but anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. Put it on, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Ugh, there are other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggey Byrde or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. He didn't want to bring up that she has, like, glasses? I feel like that's the most important part because she's the only one in this entire place wearing glasses. Her straps wouldn't have been loose because you'd think they'd fall off. Wait, she doesn't... If the straps are loose, that would insinuate that it's not her apron. So it would insinuate it's not actually Maggey. It's a different person who took her apron. No? Because if it was her apron, it would fit better. I'm gonna press it first. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Ugh, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? Get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Ask about the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? Chat room? Keep it to yourself. What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? Objection. People have all kinds of fetishes, right? Ah! Ew! No, I don't. No! Stop! 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 Why we talking about this in court? No! We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts. I haven't gotten some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he's so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Do you think old CD really saw Maggey do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the entire time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggey. No, I don't think so. I don't know if I should press again and ask the other question or present the apron. I'm gonna try to present the apron and save first because I might be wrong. But I feel like they wouldn't be loose if they were hers because it'd be her apron, so it should fit her. So if it's too small on her, someone was pretending to be her but was smaller than her in size, so they were too big. I think I got it wrong. No, okay. I'll try pressing again and choosing the other one.
Objection.
The apron was a hologram. See, you're thinking like me now, Antoine. See, you're thinking like me. Waitress is back. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection.
Huh. He's got you there, Gramps. Kudo's on my side. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. Oh, I thought he was talking about the straps going over her shoulders, not the ones in the back. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, and that is to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Glasses? She's wearing glasses. God damn it. Ah! You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggey's face or not. Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. I think old CD really saw Maggey do it. Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. He was there for the cute outfits. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. You would have thought all the stains. Wait, what if I present the apron here? It's like covered in stains. I love when I know the right answer, I just present it on the wrong thing. Your Honor, she's gaming. Your Honor, she's gaming. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Ugh, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. Got his ass. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Oops. Oopsie. Witness. You can't just oops your way out of this. Huh. Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggey Byrde? Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to his wireless. Noisy brat? Or he was the noisy brat. Kept ruffling through the pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Testimony we just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. I think I know what I need to present. There's another one wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and then he picked up the cup with his free hand. Noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The wireless. Then the serving girl picked up the cup with his free hand, took a sip. What, didn't he sip with his right hand? We speeding through this today, besties. We are speeding through this one today, I think. She's too good. I can't be stopped. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll just eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. The pigeon song is the Parisian pigeon one, where they're like, oh, oh, oh. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. Kah, what is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song, so do that shit now. The noise sounds like the pufferfish eating a carrot. Oh, oh. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait. If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot in you. You spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Kudo. But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Here we go again. They get to testify as many times as they want, huh? His reads need some refinement. They need some, what's the word? Modernizing? Modernity? I don't know what it's called. They need to be modernized a little. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HGTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. So then who sipped the coffee on the right side then? Left hand or right hand? Kept filling with it. Filling with it just before he picked up the cup too. Same hand to pick it up, left hand. So if he was fiddling with his earpiece in the same ear where he put the medication, then some could say that he got the medication on the cup because it was using the same. Use the same hand to pick up the cup as his left hand. That's the same ear that his medication went into. I don't have the medication as proof. I'm gonna try. Oh. He said, I'm not sure what the relevance of this is. I think I got it wrong. Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? Oh! I'm sorry? I'm on fire today. I think, you know how when you get sick, you get like brain fog? I think I have brain fog all the time, and getting sick actually reversed the brain fog and now made me smart. Now make me smart. Brain fog now make me smart. I'm fucking cracked at Phoenix Wright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. Oh, it's not even the medication being on his finger. It's that there's no way that the earpiece could be in that ear if his eardrum is ruptured. So I chose the right evidence, but for the wrong reason. Is the right evidence, wrong reason, but whatever. I'll take it. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Huh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? Is that true? The nutty pot cleared all the brain fog. Dude, I've been doing it twice a day to like keep things moving up here. I'm like smart now. Y'all better watch out. I'm kind of smart now. It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! I love when they crack. Order, order, order. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions. He only sipped once. He took one sip and then died. That the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this! He loved that cyanide. He was like, potassium cyanide. Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. Yeah, I don't know where he keeps getting all these mugs. My favorite coffee streamer. Twitch, if you're reading this, I'm joking. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. Ooh. That's all for now. This court is adjourned. Dude, I sped through this trial. Oh! Never mind. Wait, if we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I wanted another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Fun fact, tiny traces of cyanides can be found in apple seeds, I think. Oh. Well, I don't go around eating apple seeds, so I think I'm fine. The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much, much quicker. Can't believe this is happening. Haha, you better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. What now? First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, This case is going to end with this guy going into a home. Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Hey, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah, so what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why. That's why all you can that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? The question marks. How did she figure that out? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch. Ow, ow. Enough. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah. What is it now? I just remembered something. Oh my God. Don't you know it's Christmas Eve? Let us go home. Excuse me. Yes, go on. The broken vase? It was on my table. What? Well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. What? I need this guy sentenced to death. I need the death penalty for this guy. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? That's enough, Kudo. It's time for your pudding. Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah, wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. What if he actually was like, oh yeah, I saw the guy that murdered him with a gun. It was this guy. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup and that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it. I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. I wonder if Kudo saw him like through a window reflection or something, or like a mirror reflection, because if he saw him through a reflection, it would look like it was his right hand taking the cup in his right hand with the earpiece and stuff. So I wonder if he saw him like through a reflection. I don't know. I don't think he's lying. I think he genuinely thinks he saw that. So the shit gets a little topsy-turvy. I still have trouble keeping it straight sometimes. Yeah, that's what Bro Team said. Bro Team said this case is weird. So I'm excited. Because it's not weird in the way that Big Top was. It's weird in like a different way. It's a goofy one. Okay. I I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Is it another haiku? No, we're not near the end. This is just the first trial. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. But I was really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, mine, my own, yours, and Mr. Kudo's. Yes, Your Honor. Victor's testimony added. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. He fucked that one up. He fucked that haiku up. It's wrong. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned. It is a haiku, wait. But it's 773. When the incident occurred. Or is it, hold on. He just broke it up and, oh, when the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. So it's the right amount of syllables. It's just wrong. Oh my God, Goldie, thank you for the Prime sub like half an hour ago. I'm so sorry I missed it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't think I said thank you. And Alizarin, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I sound worse than I am. I am still a little mucusy, but like, no, you're so fine. I did it while you were on break because I got shot. Oh, I'm sorry. I always feel bad when I miss it because I don't do it on purpose. But if I'm on break, I don't see it. So I'm sorry. Okay. This is a good stopping point. I'm kind of, dude. I kind of slayed that trial. I don't want to be full of myself because I did get a few wrong, but I think I got more right than I got wrong. That was kind of a slam dunk, and I didn't even have to ask for help. The attention was on point. I actually was paying attention for once. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Huge day for the littlesiha Nation. For the littlesiha Squad Nation fam. She was kind of Miss Pussy today. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you want to watch my other playthroughs for my Phoenix Wright playthrough, they're all on my gaming channel. You can also play them in order because I have them set up into playlists depending on the game, so you can watch them from start to finish, which is really handy. If you want to binge stuff on Christmas break, you can binge them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here.